Hey guys, welcome back to Blake's Pai Sho Academy. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different from a lot of my videos. This video is completely unscripted, and it's something that I want to maybe start doing if people enjoy it. I'm just going to be going through all my active games where it's my turn. I'll take my turn and provide my reasoning behind my move. I'll try to explain my thought process and give some insight on my move, so hopefully it can be informative and help those who are trying to improve or learn at any Pai Sho variants. I usually have games in all the variants, so you'll be seeing a wide variety of different games here. Today I only have 21, or really 19, which I'll explain at the end of this video, but usually I'll have 30 some games where it's my turn, so let's get into it. Also, first of all, my scudpaisho.com looks a little bit different from the default one. I'm just using this because this is what I am used to. I would use the default version, but I'm going to be honest, it's a little confusing to me after using this one for so long. So I'll show you how to get that really quickly. Let me zoom out here a little bit. If you click on this and you go to website style, there's the classic dark mode, which it will start on. I like the Chuji theme, it's what I'm used to now, so that's why it might look different from your Skud Pai Sho. Also, my boards and tiles might look different, they're also what I'm used to. You can change them here. Let me know if you guys really would prefer me to just use the default boards and tiles. I'll do that. It's just easier for me to see things, and I'll see them a lot quicker when they're on my preferred settings. Alright, first I'm going to start with Skud Pai Sho because it's at the top. Check out this game here. It's towards the beginning. I have a white jade and a rose out. Just going to form a harmony and plant another flower. And as I will note, a flower that harmonizes with my other flowers. This game is a little bit different. This is using the Ancient Oasis expansion, and more accent tiles. So we have some differences here. Right now, my opponent has full gate control, which is a little unfortunate. I also have appeared to not choose any of the expansion tiles, which is going to harm me here because I would really like to have a pond in this scenario, but I do not. So all I'm going to do is move here. I'm going to save my harmony bonus for when I can actually plant something, because right now I can't use my harmony bonus for anything really, and wait for my opponent to move a tile out because they have to on their next turn. It's their only legal move. Here's another start of a Skud game. I'm just going to move my red 4 out so that I can harmonize with it later. I like to see what my opponent is doing before I decide where I want to plant flowers, so that's why I'm just moving this out first, because no matter what my opponent does, I'm pretty much always going to move my red 4 here with how I play. Alright, moving past Skud, we've got ourselves some Vagabond here. This is using the game option where we have double tiles, so we have a lot of tiles on the board here. Usually there would not be this many. Right now, my game has progressed to the point where my opponent does not have any chrysanthemums left, which are these flowers, which frees the bison. So this bison is free to move around, so I'm going to try to use that to my advantage. Now this bison is starting to move out, but we still have 3 of our chrysanthemums, and they only have 3 bison left. So we're going to be trapping this bison before it can do much. Another nice thing about the chrysanthemum is it prevents bisons from moving through the spaces next to it. So for example, this bison can't go through here anymore because this space is blocked by the chrysanthemum here. Usually I have a lot more Vagabond games. Today, it might be early or something, I don't know. But we have a Adevăr game here against Allegory. My hidden tile, I hope Allegory isn't watching this. My hidden tile is the iris. So I might be giving away some of my Adevăr strategy here, which could be detrimental with the way the Adevăr works. But with the iris, if you are able to get your gate here, which I like to do a lot of the time, not every time obviously, because then people could figure out when I have the iris pretty easily. And I put it here when I have other hidden tiles. So just because I have a gate here doesn't mean I have an iris. You have to believe me there. But having the gate here with the iris is very powerful. You get places you can plant flowers in 3 of these gardens, and you already start with a gate that can plant in this garden, so you're able to get your flowers into places very safely and quickly. So right here I have 2 flowers in this garden, so this garden is complete. I have 2 flowers in this garden because these 2 count as 1. I have this one, a zinnia, And then we have 1 flower in each white garden. So let's see. Another thing you have to pay attention to is what is my opponent doing? My opponent is moving their foxglove right here. What you have to notice is my opponent does not have a gate placed anywhere yet. They still have their gate. And that's scary when they're right here, because if they have the white rose, for example, and they plant a gate here, I lose the game. So I'm going to have to capture this tile to prevent that. My suspicions are that they have a white rose. Seems likely, but you never know. Human Child, classic. You'll see Human Child a lot. But we've got another Adevăr game. I've got the White Lotus. Let's see here. Now this game's a little bit annoying for me. When I have the White Lotus, I like to get a flower here, but Human Child already has a flower here. They also have one here, which is where I would want a flower if I were them and I had the White Lotus. But I doubt they have the White Lotus because of this gate here. It's blocking their way to form a ring. I doubt they have White Lotus. So here, my plans to form a harmony ring are kind of thwarted. I don't have a great way to get one going here. These gates are blocking everything. I wanted to plant this gate here on my previous turn because I like to put a gate in my opponent's home red garden. I could have planted it here, and potentially that would be better for a White Lotus arrangement. But, you know, with Adevăr, you have to be a bit tricky. You don't want to give away what your hidden tile is. So I decided to plant here. And when I planted this here, I decided, well, I'm going to struggle a lot to achieve my objective. So I'm going to focus on trying to figure out my opponent's objective and stop them and guess. So here we have Human Child planting a lilac in my garden. Don't have a lot of intel right now. I can't make an informed decision about what hidden tile they have. So I think the best course of action right now is just to develop another flower. So I'm going to be moving my foxglove here, get some more tiles into the action, and wait and see what Human Child tries to do. Another thing to note is they could have captured my foxglove here. And the foxgloves are kind of valuable pieces because they can move 5 spaces and you only get so many of them. You only get 5, I believe, if I'm looking at this right. Yeah, you only get 5. 2 of them start on the board, 3 of them in your reserve. So Human Child could capture my foxglove here, but capturing can be scary and you sometimes don't want to commit to it because of the Echeveria. So that might be why Human Child is not capturing right now. Potentially they're trying to throw me off and make me believe that they don't have an Echeveria. I also know they like to choose Echeveria a lot, but we will see. Yet again, Human Child, like I said, you'll see this name a lot in my games. We've got some Ginseng. They pushed their Lotus into the white garden. And let's see, I just developed this Badger Mole on my last turn. So potentially I want to use it. This orchid here is annoying. I do have my orchid here, which is nice. This is a great spot to put your orchids in Ginseng. You get access to the temple, which you always want to trade your orchids when you can. And it just stops a lot of action that the other player might be able to do on this side of the board. They have to watch out for this orchid. Let's see here. My game plan is I want to get my Lotus here to protect it with this Ginseng. But let's see, how are we going to do that? Now I could move my Badger Mole here. Going to be captured by the orchid. Don't want to do that. If I move here, I end up controlling some space over here. So hopefully I can slow down Human Child's efforts to develop their Lotus on this side of the board. The only piece that can capture my Badger Mole if I move it here is the Lion Turtle. I doubt they want to give up their Lion Turtle. And if they do, I'm happy that they would do that. I'll just capture back with my Lion Turtle. That's a good trade for me. This opens up my jump. And they don't have a great way to stop it right now. They don't have any Ginsengs in the center to stop me, really. So we'll have to see what the response is. I think this is my best move. Next, we have some fire. Yes, X here, great fire player. Let's see. On their turn, they formed a harmony with this rhododendron and placed a rock, breaking up my harmony. Now this Lotus, I want to move probably. It's currently giving a harmony to X. I don't want that, obviously. Well, let's take a look at my tile reserve. I have 4 accent tiles right now, so I'm very likely to pull an accent tile. And with that accent tile, I'm gonna want to, if I don't end up moving this Lotus, I'm going to want to disrupt this rose with potentially a wheel or a boat to cut off 2 harmonies for the price of 1 tile, which is very good. If I get a jasmine or white jade, I can place it here to harmonize with my lily. So all these tiles are good. I potentially don't need to break up this Lotus harmony yet. But at the same time, oh, you know what? I just remembered what my idea was. I planted this rose here on my other turn, my previous turn, to hopefully pull a white jade to place here and win, which is unlikely, but if I have a win opportunity, I always go for it and fire. Might not be statistically the best way to play, but I like doing it. And in fire, there isn't a lot of, due to the randomness, it won't be that bad. You can take risks, which is why I love fire. And fire encourages you to take risks and gamble, and I think it's a lot of fun because of that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to gamble. I think if I place my white jade here, I have the chance to pull a boat to get rid of this rock and win. I think that's the only win opportunity I have at the moment that I can see. So I'm just going to go for that. Unfortunately, I do not get it. I get a white jade, but like I said, I can plant that here, still get another midline crossing harmony. Now this move is not great when it doesn't lead to a win, obviously, because it doesn't even give me a midline crossing harmony. But now I do have the setup to... X is going to have to address this threat, because at any time if I pull a boat, I'm going to win if he doesn't disrupt this. So he's going to have to do something about that, and if he doesn't, then I'm going to have to... Well, yeah, I'm going to have the boat option, like I said, and also I could plant rhododendron here and go for the white jade, which is a 2 in 5 chance. Actually, no, the wheel would also win by placing it here, so that's a 3 in 5 chance if X doesn't do anything. So X is definitely going to have to respond to this threat, which is nice. Forces him to do something, which is always good when you can dictate what your opponent does. So I like that move. Fire is pretty hot right now. Get it? As you can see, there's a fire tournament coming up, which I plan to make some videos out of. That will be very fun. Looking forward to that. But we got another fire game here against Varric. I am the host. Let's see what he did on his turn. Okay, got a rock. I don't really see what this rock does. I don't think this is a good placement for the rock. I would have just gotten rid of one of my harmonies. I'm trying to see what this does, and I don't see it right now. But on my turn, interestingly, I've already pulled all of my accent tiles. I only have flowers left, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. So I have some options. Place a lily here. I'm just looking for midline crossing harmonies right now. Place a lily or rose here. It'd be a lily because I want the lilies in the white garden, not a rose. Lily here, lily here. This is not a midline crossing harmony, so I don't have to worry about that. My opponent has 1 midline crossing harmony. I don't have any great ways to disrupt that currently. Especially not with any accent tiles. So I shouldn't worry about that right now. No harmony here, no harmony here. I could potentially move my rhododendron to harmonize with my jasmine and enhance it with the snotweed, but that would be a net 0 gain because I'd be getting rid of this midline crossing harmony. So I think the best course of action is to place a jasmine either here or here. I don't think it matters too much. I think I like over here better because I have it closer to my lotus. It's closer to my lotus, so I can form harmonies easier. So I'm going to do that. Big chrysanthemum, which is unfortunate because we cannot form any harmonies with that. Probably the best option is either here or here to stop my opponent from forming midline crossing harmonies. Here is kind of nice. It's also an option because it stops my opponent from placing something here and cutting off my harmony and also getting a bonus. which would not be a bad move for them. But I like here better because if they place a flower tile here, they're going to get a harmony bonus. They only have one accent tile left. There's a good chance they could get a flower that harmonizes with this here. So for example, if they place a rose here, they have a 2 in 5 chance to pull a chrysanthemum or a white jade, which they had placed here, which would give them a net total of like 3 more midline crossing harmonies, because they're disrupting mine and making 2 here. I don't want that. So this spot is kind of valuable for them right now, I think. And also by placing the chrysanthemum here, I can threaten this to form another harmony. So I think that's the right choice. Okay, another fire game. I'm host yet again. Got better than Iro. They planted a rose, got a chrysanthemum, placed it here. So they currently have 2 midline crossing harmonies, and so do I. This is earlier on in a fire game, so I have some more options. Well, I have more tiles in my reserve at least. I have 3 accent tiles. I only have 1 opening for midline crossing harmony, so that's what I'm looking at really. I don't really have any other options, and I don't want to use my white lotus yet. We're going to use the white jade. I don't mind using the white 5 or red 5s in opposite colored gardens because they have more freedom with their movement. They can easily move over to other gardens if they need to. I don't like stranding white 3s or red 3s in opposite colored gardens because they really can't do anything when they're over there. So I don't really mind putting the white jade on this red garden here. And I think that's my best move. We pulled a rhododendron. Unfortunately, it's not that useful. We can't harmonize it with our white jade. So we're going to end up just using it to block because they do have a win threat here. If they plant, for example, like a white lotus here or here, they have a decent chance of winning. And if I were them, I'd go for that. So we're going to be blocking that. Just place a rhododendron here, block this midline crossing harmony. It's better than here, because if they place a tile here, it forms no new midline crossing harmony. I don't really care if they move here, or if they place a tile here. They could move a jasmine here. Not the worst move. Probably would just move it here though. But yeah, I think that's a good move for my turn. Yet again, another fire game. I love me some fire, so I do not mind at all. Yet again, I am host. I am going to be host for the majority of my games. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Fire is... There's a lot going on the board right now. So I'm just trying to see what happened. I moved my white lotus and put a rock here because they had a win threat. Usually I'd want to place it like here or here to stop 2 harmonies with 1 tile. But you can see Guest has a lot of harmonies right now, and they're close to winning, so I had to put it here to stop them from winning, basically. Now, on their turn, they also use their white lotus, put it here, which is interesting. I don't really see this a lot. They don't harmonize with each other, obviously. That's kind of an interesting arrangement we have going right now. They blocked my harmony with a white lotus of all tiles, which is kind of funny to think about it. And they got a rock, so very similar turn to my last turn. I just realized I'm completely being destroyed in this game right now, which is interesting. I'm not used to losing this badly, at least. Man, yeah, this is not good. I don't think I can stop them from winning. They only have 1 reserve tile left, which obviously means if on their next turn they can end the game. And they certainly have more midline crossing harmonies than me. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 2. I really don't think there's a way to stop them. I could pull a knotweed, which would be nice. Pop it right here. Get rid of 2 harmonies. Okay, I do have some options here with this white lotus. Okay, this is quite nice. I move it here. This gets rid of a midline crossing harmony. They're down to 3. I form another harmony of my own, so I'm up to 3. Right now we're tied. Unfortunately, I did pull a jasmine. Maybe I should have looked at some other options before I moved. I really think there's nothing better than this. If I looked, I doubt there's anything better than that. I would have really liked the knotweed here. That gives me a chance, because they only have an orchid. But that is not the case, obviously. I have a jasmine. I really can't do anything with a jasmine. I think I'm just going to lose this game. I don't see a way out of this. I can't even form another harmony with this jasmine. This jasmine is really useless. I can't even block anything. I can't even place it here to stop this potentially with their white jade because it's clashing. This jasmine is really bad. I mean, yeah, it's just over. I don't have a move. Okay, well, I lose. I'm going to put this here. So I lose. Let's see how they win on their next turn. Currently, we are tied for midline crossing harmonies. Wait, are we? Let me double check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all they have to do on their turn is put their orchid here. They get another harmony, I lose one, it's already over, and they still have a white jade to place here or something, so they completely win. Yeah. I think I had to pull the knotweed there to have a chance. It'd still be bad. Let's see, hypothetically, if I pulled a knotweed here, put it here, they'd have one midline crossing harmony, which is crazy that I would be able to get them down to from 4 to 1, and also gain a harmony for myself. That's net 4 positive for the midline harmony balance, which is crazy. I mean, it's not the most crazy thing ever, but it's pretty good for a turn with so little options on the board. So they'd have 1, I'd have 3. They place their orchid here, I'd be down to 2, they'd have 2. Yeah, they'd still win. They just put... Wait, oh, they can't put it there, sorry, because it's clashing. But they just place it here, and then they win, because I have 2 and they would have 3. So no matter what, I don't think there was a way I could stop them at that point. I was just completely destroyed. This move was pretty good. The White Lotus. To be fair, though, I don't know why they used their White Lotus instead of their Orchid. It would have been even worse if they used their Orchid. I mean, the White Lotus works and it's kind of funny. It's pretty clever. I like it. I think the Orchid would be better. But yeah, I was just in a really bad position here. I might have to go back and review this game. Probably turn it into a video, because I'm interested to see how this went so poorly. I mean, with fire, you never know. It could just be up to random chance, but I'm sure there's some stuff I could have done better. So we'll take a look at this in a different video. I lose here. Good game. Great game, actually. Let's move on to the next one. Yet again, human child. Let's see. Pretty early into a game. We don't have a win opportunity. That's usually the first thing I look for. Sometimes I get distracted. In fire, there's a lot of things you can look for, really. You have a lot of options on most board states. Sometimes you only really have one real option. But a lot of times, there's a lot of things you can do with a lot of possibilities, because there's so many different tiles you can pull from your reserve early on. And early on, you can always form a harmony, pretty much. Right now, I can't form a midline crossing harmony, because Human Child very smartly moved put their chrysanthemum here. Let's see what exactly they did on their turn. Place a lily, or place a rose, sorry, and put chrysanthemum here. I mean, yeah, they had to put it here or else I would have just won. Actually, that's kind of, yeah, that could have gone bad for Human Child if they pulled, like, let's see, if they pulled a lily or a rose, then yeah, I would have just won, because I couldn't place it here because it's clashing. But that did not happen, so I have not won. Let's see, I think what I like to do here, like I said earlier, I don't want to put a rose over here in this white garden. I want to open up a new midline crossing opportunity, while also making a harmony so that I can pull a tile from my reserve. So putting a lily over here would be good. I still want to keep the idea of a harmony ring wind threat alive, so I'm going to connect it to this one to potentially do something like this, you know. But let's see, we pulled a rhododendron. Not the most useful for us, but we are going to place it here, because if we don't, they don't guaranteed win. They have a good chance by using a lotus here or here, which is what I would do. Can't put my rhododendron here, obviously, so I'll go here. Okay, we're finally done with fire for today, unless someone You never know. But we're on to Gini. Let's see. Gini. Gini is a very interesting variant. I really don't know how good I am at this variant. Pretty new. But let's see. I threatened to win on this move. The Allegory denied it with their rock tile. Now I have a rock tile. Could do this. Does nothing. Threatens nothing. This dragon is trapped. There is no way I can threaten a win right now. Or is there? There is. If I move here, or, you know, any of these, one of these 3 spaces, I'll be able to move here or here. I don't know if they have a good way to stop that. It's not like their koi can't do anything, really. This dragon could push my Badgermole away. Let's see. Yeah, they could stop me with their dragon. Like, even if I go here, they can just go here, push. But, you know, my Badgermole is going to be getting there. Well, with their koi in the way, they... Well, no, they can't move this koi, really, because then I move my dragon here, push the lotus. They can't really stop that with... because I still have an earth tile. So they can't really move their koi. Well, no, I'm stupid. They could, because it'd still be freezing the dragon. So let's see. I think I have to threaten a win here. They don't have a win right now. This Badgermole is completely surrounded, completely trapped. Dragon can't push. They don't have a jump. This leads off the board. Also, it's trapped by the koi. So I don't even know if they can really threaten a win even right now. I'm trying to think. I really don't think they even have a way to threaten a win on their next turn. So despite their lotus being right here, I feel pretty safe right now. I think I have to just keep threatening my own wins so that they are forced to respond, and eventually maybe they'll crack. I can't move this Ginseng to capture this fire tile. They can get their Badgermole out and win. So yeah, I think my best move probably here to potentially maybe go around and get to this lotus. But if I move there, I only threaten 1 winning move. If I move here or here, I threaten 2, which is harder to stop, but they're going to stop it regardless either way. But I need to look at their other options, because if I move here, this is not their only option to stop me. And actually, if I move here, they don't really... Oh no, they could move their dragon here. It's predicted by the Ginseng. It's not going to be frozen. But what I was saying earlier, if I move here, they're only... This is a way to stop me, but because I only threaten 1 way to win with moving here, I can't move here. They could just block me here with, like, their... Well... Actually, they can't, really. They don't have any tiles over there. Oh, they could with their dragon, but... Wait, no, they couldn't. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So their only option here... They don't have any tiles over here to stop me. Their only option if I move here is to push my Badgermole. I mean, that's the only way they can stop me from winning that I can see. Obviously, they could use this water tile, but they're not going to do that. That's their last accent tile. They want to save that. I mean, they could. It might be better than the dragon. I don't know. But I doubt it. I mean, I think they only have 1 move if I move here. And knowing for certain what your opponent's move has to be is always nice. Always very good. I'm pretty certain this is their only move. So I'm going to move here, I think. Because moving their dragon here is... I mean, it gets their dragon more close to the action. It does remove it from their bison, though. I don't think it's the best... I don't know, I feel pretty comfortable in this position. I still have my earth tile, which is very powerful. Potentially stop them from winning, or create my own win threats. So yeah, I think this is pretty good, but I really don't know with Gini sometimes. Yet another Gini game. I knew this was going to happen. This opening that Laser's doing is quite annoying. I mean, it's good. It's definitely good. Basically, I'll just show really quickly. They just walk their koi all the way over here just to freeze everything, which, yeah, I guess it works, but let's see. Obviously, these are both trapped. I could move this Ginseng to free something. I mean, I can't set up a jump. It's frozen. I think my only move is this, maybe? Like, I could move here, move this, opens up line of sight on the Lotus, but I really want to get my Ginseng, like, up and in the center. This just feels too far away from everything. I don't want to put it there. And yeah, this does freeze it. I don't know, this is hard. Well, no, I think this is bad. If I go here, they're just gonna go here, and I'm screwed pretty much. Like, if they move their koi here, I'm going to have to use an accent tile, I think. Like, if they move their koi here, there's nothing I can do. I mean, yeah, eventually I'll move my dragon over here, but it's just gonna move back. Okay, I can't move there. I think this is what I have to do. And yeah, they can't stop me at the koi, I don't think. Alright, my last Gini game for today, probably, against Human Child, of course. I developed my dragon, Human Child developed their Lotus and their Badger Mole. Something to note, this Lotus is not protected by Ginseng. Mine is. Let's see. Both of these pieces are frozen currently. Well, actually, this one isn't. I lied. Have a jump, which is not good. This piece is frozen. Can't really stop that in a clean way right now. This is not a good position. I mean, yeah, I go here. I push. They can jump here. It's not great for me. Dragon's unfrozen. But I don't really have any other ways to defend this without using accent tile. But in Gini, especially, using accent tiles early on, if they're really good, can be very important. Because I'm looking here, even using the fire tile, which is one of the best tiles for making a wind threat. Like that, like, what does Human Child do about that? But also, what do? I can't really form an offensive. I mean, I move my Bison here, maybe. Their Lotus is trapped. They're probably going to move. Well, let's see. If I do that, they can move here. Blocks my Bison. And makes it so that their Badger Mole can go here. But if they advance their Lotus in the red garden, like, my dragon is just going to shut that down pretty much all the time. Okay, hold on. I got to sandbox this really quick. So if I do that, they go here. I can't really do anything. I don't want to move this dragon because they can flip here and move the Lotus here, which would be really bad. I don't want to move the dragon here either because then it's frozen. I need my dragon for this. I don't think this really works. I don't have any offensive. Ooh, I could do this. Not the worst. They move like their Ginseng here or something. And then I don't have anything again. Well, I could do this. They go like here. I mean, does this work? I don't really have any other options. Where am I? I have too many games. I need to clean this. I mean, I have this, and I don't really have anything else. Okay, well, hold on. I do have this. Like I noted at the very start of this, this is not protecting. So this is good. Freezes their koi, which doesn't really do too much for me. And now my koi is frozen. Well, the problem with this is they're just going to move their Badger Mole, like, here or something, maybe flip my koi, then the jump's back, their Lotus is protected. Well, then I could move my koi here, and that would be really good, actually. So they want to do that, but they could just move their Badger Mole, like, here, flip my Lotus, maybe. Now the Lotus is protected, it has a jump, their Badger Mole is in my white garden. I feel like the only way that really stops this offensive is using this fire tile, which is unfortunate because I would really like to keep my fire tile. This doesn't work, really. They could still flip the lotus. The main thing is this jump, so the air tile isn't going to do anything, really. Neither is the... Yeah, I'm just going to do this. I think that's really the only move I have. We'll see, though. And for any of these games, like, if you guys are really interested in it, in, like, the position or how it plays out, just, like, let me know. Like, even if just one person wants it, I'll make a review video on it or something. I love reviewing games, especially my own games. And yeah, I'll just talk about it. I know I'm talking a lot here. I don't know how much of this I'm going to end up cutting out. I just like talking about Pai Sho, I guess. I don't know. I'll see what the what everyone's feeling after this video, if I'm talking too much or whatever. But anyway, Street Pai Sho have a win here, so I just won. Yay! First one of the day. Great game. Let me just put in a GG really quick. Great game. All right, I got 3 more games. It's another street game. Street, I'm really not gonna put too much thought in. I'm just gonna move this. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do in street. I'll talk more about street in some other video probably. We got some spirit. Good old spirit Pai Sho. I enjoy spirit. I haven't played a game in a while, but this is just a free piece, unfortunately, for my opponent. So I take that. And last game I have right now where it's my turn is this Human Child Undergrowth game. I think they messed up on their last turn. They placed this lily here, which is kind of weird because it forms a disharmony with my chrysanthemum. So I was able to get rid of that with 1 tile, which is nice. And now my opponent, Human Child, is doing another interesting thing. Forming a disharmony with their tiles, which I don't really like. I mean, yeah, it works out in the end. I'm going to be getting rid of one of these tiles with my own. But, you know, they put in 2, got rid of 1 of mine. I'm going to put in 1 and get rid of 1 of theirs. It ends up even for that interaction. But something, I mean, I haven't really seen anybody talk about strategy in Undergrowth. And I'll make like a strategy guide for Undergrowth eventually, if it's not out before this video. But like, Human Child doesn't seem to like it. Human Child's one of the best Undergrowth players. I play Human Child a lot. But, and I've mentioned this to them before, I think just capturing an Undergrowth is the way to go. Like, even if it's only an even trade and you put one of your tiles out here, you're getting rid of one of your opponent's tiles and you're putting 2 of your tiles out. Even if you don't have them in the central gardens here, it's even in terms of points, but it's not even in terms of flat material because you get another tile, you remove one of theirs. It removes their options to plant more tiles and you get more options. So I always look for captures even if it's even. So offering this up when you're down is not wise in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Do I actually have a way to capture this tile though? I mean, yeah, with my White Lotus I can do pretty much anything. Like, wait, hold on. I might have to use my White Lotus. Which, okay, if this move forces me to use my White Lotus, I don't mind it as much as I was talking about earlier, but I don't have to use my White Lotus. I could do this, but it's not as good. So I'm just going to use my White Lotus. You have to think a lot, though, when you use your White Lotus. But yeah, with Undergrowth, there's a lot of things you have to think about on Undergrowth, a lot of things you have to check. So let's figure out where we want this White Lotus. We need it somewhere where we can place a rhododendron here or here. I want to limit as many opportunities for Human Child to use this White Lotus to their advantage. So I'm thinking here. Wait, that does not work. There's so many things you have to check on Undergrowth. But I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I think here, honestly, is good. I go here. Yeah, this is weak, but they only have 1 White Jade left. They could place it here, I guess. But that doesn't do anything for them because then it harmonizes with this Lotus, doesn't open up any options. So yeah, I think this is probably the best move. and I should win this game. Let me check things, but I don't think there's a way Human Child can stop me at this point, but you never know. They do still have their Orchid, which is very powerful. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And that's all my ones. You see, I still have 2 here, whereas it says it's my turn, but these games are either bugged or I can't move, something like that. And I haven't bothered to get them fixed yet, so. But anyway, at the end of my daily Pai Sho session, I always check the public games, join any that I can, and then make sure I have games up in every variant. I'm pretty sure I already have a fire game with Better Than Iroh, I already have a Gini game with Human Child. I do have a street game with them. I just was talking about my Undergrowth game with Human Child, and I'm pretty sure I have a Beyond the Edges of the, yeah. So we're just gonna set up some new games here and call it a day. But yeah, as I'm setting these up, let me know what you think. I don't know, I feel like I talked a lot, and I feel like this is going to be a long video. I don't know if you guys like that. I'll probably talk less in future ones, because with all the, if I continue to do these types of videos, or I'll call them episodes, I guess, I'm gonna try my best to not say the same thing. So in a lot of these games, since this is the first video I'm making, the first episode of this potential series I'm making, I've explained a lot of basic strategy with a lot of these variants that I'm going to do my best not to discuss again in future videos. So people could watch these in order to get like everything, but I'm not gonna just repeat myself and repeat myself and repeat myself. Nobody wants to listen to that. So hopefully the future games will go, or the future videos will go quicker, and I'll be talking a lot less. But you know, sometimes you get a lot of really interesting positions and interesting games where you talk a lot. I felt like I talked a lot in this one, even though I only had 19 games where it's my turn. Yeah, I think I have games up in every variant. Only 49 games in the last 24 hours is kind of crazy. Wow, that's pretty low. I haven't seen it that low in quite a while. But yeah, we got the Fire Tournament coming up. Wrapping up the Council of Ginseng Masters 6 right now. And actually, I guess before I end, I'm going to just join one of Duat's games that he posted in the Discord real quick. Alright, join Duat's game. Just gonna pick one of each. That's what I like to do in Skud right now. I think it's probably the best spread, accent spread. And when I'm playing really good players, or just to mix it up, I like to start with a 4 movement tile. I like the red tiles, so I'll place Chrysanthemum here. And do I want to give up gate control right off the bat? I usually do, just because I like to get tiles out there. But sometimes when you're playing really good players, you have to resort to just controlling all the gates. So let's see. Yeah, you know what? I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna place the rhododendron here. See how it goes. But let's see. Hey, look, I got it up to 50 in the last 24 hours. Okay, that's a little bit better. But yeah, just kind of a quiet day for Pai Sho, I guess. Pretty good for my first video. I didn't have to play too many games. I would have talked a lot more if I had 30 some like I usually do. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. Let me know what you think. If nobody likes this, I won't make videos like this anymore. Yeah, thanks for watching.